never knew him after he left all those years ago. But you did. I want you to tell me about him.
You sure you want to hear about this?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Where do you want me to start?
From the beginning.
In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me, just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you've had. He didn't say any more, but we've always been unusually communicative in a reserved way, and I understood that he meant a great deal more than that. In consequence, I'm inclined to reserve all judgment.
Nick, it's been a while.
Hey, Tom.
God, I haven't seen you since the time you stayed with us a couple days in Chicago.
Thank you for that, by the way.
No problem. You would have done the same for me and Daisy.
Daisy was my second cousin once removed. I'd known Tom at college. His family was enormously wealthy. I mean, even in college, his freedom with money was only a matter of approach.
If all his wealth and his family was in Chicago, why'd they come east?
I don't know. Spent a year in France for no particular reason, and drifted here and there unrestfully where people played polo and were rich together. Daisy said that this was a permanent move, but I don't know. I guess I just didn't have any sight into her heart.
I'm paralyzed. Happiness. This here is Jordan Baker. Hello.
Stopped in Chicago on my way to New York. At least a dozen people sent their love through me.
Do they miss me?
Of course.
How gorgeous. Let's go back, Tom, tomorrow. Oh, Nick, you ought to see this baby.
Boy or girl?
Girl, she's 3 years old. Have you never seen her?
Never.
I will.
Nick, what kind of work are you into these days?
Bondsman.
Well, I'd ask you who you're with, but I wouldn't know.
Well, you will if you stay east.
Well, don't you worry. I'll stay in the East. I'd be a goddamn fool to go anywhere else.
Absolutely. Been laying on the sofa all day. I'm stiff?
Don't look at me. I've been trying to get you to go to New York all afternoon.
No thanks. I'm in the training season.
You are. How you're so good at golfing, I will never know.
So you live in West A? I know someone there.
I don't know a single person.
You must know Gatsby.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
Well then, let's have some dinner.
Make me feel uncivilized, Daisy. Can't we talk about crops or something?
We don't need to talk about civilization, Nick. It's going to pieces.
I didn't mean to.
Oh, it's alright. There are plenty of other things we can talk about.
I'll tell you a family secret. It's about the butler's nose. Do you want to hear it?
It's exactly why I came over tonight.
He wasn't always a butler. He used to be a silver polisher down in New York, until one day he worked so much it began to affect his nose.
Things went from bad to worse.
Yes, things went from bad to worse until he had to give up his position.
I love seeing you at my table, Nick. You remind me of a rose, an absolute rose, doesn't he?
An absolute rose.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I'm not even faintly like a rose.
Excuse me.
So, this Gatsby you speak of, he's my neighbor.
Don't talk, I want to hear what happens.
Is something happening?
You really don't know? I thought everyone knew.
No, I don't. I just got here.
Tom's got some woman in New York.
What? Got some woman?
She might have the decency not to telephone during dinner time, don't you think?
I can't believe this.
It couldn't be helped. I looked outdoors, and it's very romantic outdoors. There's a bird on the lawn that I think must be a nightingale. It's romantic, isn't it, Tom?
Very romantic. Hey, Nick, if it's light enough after dinner, I'd like to take you to the stables.
We're going to the library. Would you like to see it?
I'm fine.
I'll come.
Nick, we're cousins and we barely know each other. You didn't even come to my wedding.
Well, I wasn't back from the war yet.
That's true, and you've had a rough time, and I'm pretty cynical about everything.
What about your daughter? I suppose she talks and eats and everything?
Yes. Do you know what I said when she was born?
What?
When she was less than an hour old, Tom, God knows where, I asked the nurse if it was a boy or a girl. She told me it was a girl, and I wept. I guess I was glad it was a girl, and I hope she'll be a fool. For the best thing a girl can be in this world is a beautiful little fool.
When I left that night, I couldn't stop thinking about how Daisy should just take that child and run away. She never had such intentions in her head. When I got home that night, I noticed that I was not alone. It was Jay. I thought about calling to him, but something told me I shouldn't. He was reaching out. I could have swore he was trembling. I glanced to see what it was out there that he was reaching for, but I saw nothing. Nothing but a green light. When I looked back to Gatsby, he was gone. And once again, I was alone in the unquiet darkness. Between the West Egg and New York lies a desolate area of land. This is the Valley of Ashes, where everyone and everything is covered in ash. But above the gray land and spasms of dust which drift endlessly over it, we perceive, after a moment, the eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckelberger. His eyes are blue and gigantic, and they see all.
Come on, we're getting off. I want you to meet my girl.
What? Why?
Wilson! Old man, how's business?
Well, I can't complain. When are you gonna sell me that car?
Next week. I've got my man working on it now.
Works pretty slow, don't he?
No, he doesn't. And maybe if you feel that way about it, I'm better off selling it somewhere else after all.
Well, I didn't mean that. I just meant...
George, get some chairs, why don't you, so somebody can sit down?
Oh, sure.
Myrtle, I want to see you. Get on the next train.
All right.
This one's the only one I could find.
I swear we had some more.
Terrible place, isn't it? Awful. It does her good to get away from it. Doesn't her husband object? George? He thinks she goes to visit her sister in New York. He's so dumb he doesn't even know he's alive. Come on, Nick. See you, Wilson.
You know, I really should be going.
What? No. Myrtle will be hurt if you left so soon. Wouldn't you, Myrtle?
Come on, I'll call my sister Catherine. She's thought to be very beautiful from those who know her.
I mean, I'd love to, but
Nonsense. Nick, I want to show you what it's really like to live in New York.
I'll call up the McKees as well.
What was his apartment like?
it's a nice apartment. Living room, bath. I mean, it's very crowded in there. The furniture was entirely too large for it.
Did you leave?
Not until later.
What happened?
I've only been drunk twice in my life. The second time was that afternoon. So everything has a dim, hazy cast over it.
You McKee should get a drink. Myrtle,
Get them some ice and some mineral water before they all go to sleep.
I told that boy to get some ice. You have to keep on those guys all the time.
I've done some nice things out on Long Island. 2 of them we have framed downstairs.
2 what?
Studies. One of them I call Montauk Point the Gulls. The other I call Montauk Point the Sea.
Do you live down on Long Island too?
West Bay.
Really? I was there at a party about a month ago at a man named Gatsby's. Do you know him?
My neighbor.
Well, they say he's a nephew or cousin of Kaiser Wilhelm's. That's where he got all his money.
Really?
I'm scared of him. I'd hate for him to have anything on me.
Chester, I think you could do something with her.
I'd like to do more work on Long Island if I could get the entry. All I ask is that they give me a start.
Ask Myrtle. She'll give you a letter of recommendation, won't you? George B. Wilson at the gasoline pump or something like that.
Neither of them can stand the person they're married to.
Can't they?
Can't stand them. What I say is, why go on living with them if you can't stand them? If I were them, I'd get a divorce and marry each other.
Doesn't she like Wilson either?
It's really his wife keeping them apart. She's a Catholic and she doesn't believe in divorce.
Daisy was not a Catholic, and I was a little shocked at the elaborateness of the lie.
You know, when they get married, they're gonna go west to live for a while until it all blows over.
Wouldn't it be more discreet if they went to Europe?
I actually just recently got back from Monte Carlo.
I almost married a guy that was way below me. If it wasn't for Chester, he would have had me for sure.
Well, at least you didn't marry yours. I married George. That's the difference between yours and mine.
Why'd you marry him then? Nobody forced you to.
I thought he was a gentleman. I never loved him.
Oh, you were crazy about him for a while.
Crazy about him? I was never more crazy about him than that guy right there. The only time I was crazy was when I married him. I knew I'd made the wrong choice.
See? She's gotta get away from him. They've lived in a garage for 11 years.
Don't say her name!
I'll say her name as much as I want. Daisy, Daisy, Daisy!
Whenever the fighting starts, it's wise to just get out of there. I like you, Nick. We should go out to lunch sometime.
Alright, where?
Anywhere. You know, one of these days, I'm gonna create one of the greatest paintings ever.
Chester?
What?
Where are your pants?
It was really nice meeting you. I've got to get to bed.
Did you ever figure out where his pants went?
No clue. Next thing I remember is lying half asleep on the cold lower level of the Pennsylvania station, staring at the Morning Tribune and waiting for the 4 o'clock train.
Shining for you and me. The flowers in spring, the birdies that sing, the sunbeams that shine, they're yours, they're mine, and enough can come to everyone. The best things in life are free.
Oh, thank God you showed up. I don't know anyone here. But have you seen Gatsby?
I don't know where he is.
Hey, I'm sorry you lost the tournament.
I met you here about a month ago, didn't I?
I think you did.
Hey, have you seen Gatsby?
No, I haven't. No one has. I'm not sure I want to either.
Why?
I think he was a German spy in the war. But he might have served for the American Army. Either way, I'd bet he killed a man.
Come on, let's go find out.
What do you think?
About what?
About that. You needn't bother, I certain them all. They're real.
The books?
They're real. They have pages and everything. I thought they'd be a more durable cardboard. See? It's a bona fide piece of printed matter. Who brought you? Or were you brought? I was brought. I was brought by a woman named Roosevelt. Mrs. Claude Roosevelt. You see, I've been drunk for about a week now. I thought it might sober me up to sit in a library.
Has it?
A little bit, I think. You know, did I tell you about the books? They're real, you see.
You told us.
Did I?
Yep.
I think I need to sit in here a little longer.
Oh, guess he's not in the library.
Your face looks familiar. Weren't you in the 3rd Division in the war?
Yes, I was in the 9th Machine Gun Battalion.
I was in the 7th Infantry in June 1918. I knew I'd seen you before. Have you been enjoying yourself?
I have. I'm looking for Gatsby. Apparently no one's seen him. He sent me an invitation, but it seems I'm the only one.
I'm afraid I'm not a very good host, old sport. I'm Gatsby.
He had one of those rare smiles with a quality of eternal reassurance in it that you may only come across 4 or 5 times in life.
Woo! What? I thought you knew.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gatsby.
It really is no big deal. I was wondering if you'd join me out on my hydroplane tomorrow.
What time?
What time suits you, old sport? I'm afraid I have to take a call.
Thought he'd be old and fat. What does he do for a living?
Now that you've started on that subject, he once told me he was an Oxford man, but I don't believe it.
Jordan, come here. See you tomorrow, old sport.
See you tomorrow.
How long was I in there?
About an hour. What did you guys talk about?
I made a promise I wouldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. Call me sometime. I'm in the telephone book under Miss Sigourney Howard, my aunt.
All right, I'll call you.
You really had a wild time in New York, didn't you?
The impression I've given you makes it sound like the events of 3 nights several weeks apart absorbed me. But in actuality, they absorbed me much less than my personal affairs.
What were your personal affairs?
Well, most of the time I worked, knew all the other bond salesmen, went out to lunch with them. I even had a short affair with a girl who lived in Jersey, but I broke it off once her brother started throwing mean looks at me.
I was only ever married to one woman. But then again, I never lived in New York.
It's addicting, living there. It has a racy, adventurous feel to it. You're a horrible driver. You know, you either ought to be more careful or you shouldn't drive at all.
I am careful.
No, you're not.
Well, other people are.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, keep out of my way. It takes 2 to make an accident.
Alright, suppose you meet someone just as careless as yourself.
I hope I never do. I hate careless people. That's why I like you.
One thing I've learned over my time here is I'm one of the few honest people I've ever known. Jay? Come in.
Good morning, old sport. We're having lunch today, and you're riding up with me together.
Alright, let me grab my coat and we'll go.
One more thing before we leave, Nick. You'll be having lunch with Miss Baker this evening.
Why?
She'll inform you when you get there.
Why so mysterious?
Don't worry, old sport. It's nothing bad, I promise. Nick, this is Meyer Wolfsheim.
Hey, how you doing? Hi. Gatsby.
What's going on?
So, I gave the money to Catspaw. I told Catspaw, don't give him a penny till he shuts his mouth. What do you think he did?
What the hell are you talking about?
He shut it dead in there. This is a good restaurant. I like it across the street better.
It's across the street.
The old Metropole. I've had a lot of good times there. I still won't forget the time they killed Rosie Rosenthal. I told him not to go in there.
Rosie sure was a character.
A stupid one.
So you went out?
Yeah. Told the waiter, don't take my coffee. Got shot 3 times in the belly.
4 of them were electrocuted, right?
5, including Becker. So, understand you're looking for business?
Oh no, this isn't the guy.
Oh, my apologies.
It's alright.
I'll be right back.
So, Meyer, you know Gatsby for a while?
Several years. I met him just after the war. I knew just talking to him, he's the type that you want to introduce to your mother and sister. He's very weird about women, though. He would never look at another friend's wife.
Did you ever have any girlfriends or anything?
None. Well, I better go before I overstay my welcome. I've enjoyed this little chat.
Nice to meet you.
Gatsby.
He's very sentimental sometimes.
Who is he anyways? An actor?
No.
Dentist?
Meyer Wolfsheim? He's a gambler. He fixed the 1919 World Series.
Fixed the World Series? How?
He saw the opportunity.
How's this guy not in jail?
They can't get him, old sport. He's too smart.
Guess so. Hey, that's Tom. Tom, yeah. Hey, it's Daisy's husband, by the way. And he's gone. Why am I here? It's without the secrecy. Why won't anyone tell me what's going on?
I will if you just let me talk.
Then talk, because something's going on here, I know. I mean, why else would I have met that gangster guy today?
Gangster guy?
Oh, don't act like you don't know.
Nick, I don't know what you're talking about. I came here to tell you Gatsby wanted you to invite him and Daisy over for tea.
Tea?
Gatsby knew Daisy before the war. They were in love and supposed to get married before he was shipped off. I didn't realize until the other night that I met him back in 1917.
Daisy loved Jay so much, and why'd she marry Tom?
On her wedding day, I came into her room before the bridal dinner. She was bawling her eyes out, drunk as a monkey. She was holding a letter in her hand, but I never got to read it. But thinking about it now, I know who it was from.
Gatsby.
Next day, at 5 o'clock, she married Tom Buchanan without so much as a shiver. And then she departed on a 3-month trip for the South Seas.
It's a pretty strange coincidence that Gatsby lives just across the bay from her.
It's not a coincidence. He bought that house so Daisy would be just across from him at the bay.
Okay, hold on a second. Why didn't Gatsby just ask me to have Daisy over? Like, why did he make me go on this wild goose chase?
He's very nervous. He hasn't seen her in years.
Does he want anything else?
He wants her to see his house, and you live right next door so he can just walk over there.
Did he know that I was Daisy's cousin this entire time?
Yes, and he knew that I knew her from the last time we talked. After I told him that we have had dinner together before, he hatched up this plan.
This is, it's a lot to take in.
Oh, and one more thing. Don't tell Daisy. It's to be a surprise.
Ay, ay, ay. Place looks like the World's Fair.
Does it? I've been glancing into some of the rooms. We should go to Coney Island, old sport, in my car.
It's too late.
Well, I suppose we'd take a plunge in the swimming pool. I haven't made use of it all summer.
I would, but I've got to get to bed.
All right.
Talk to Miss Baker. Gonna have Daisy over for tea tomorrow.
Oh, that's all right. I don't want to cause you any trouble. I want to get the grass cut. There's another little thing.
You need to put it off for a few days?
No, it's not that, old sport. You don't make that much money, do you?
Not very much. No?
I thought you didn't. I run this little sideline. You sell bonds, right, old sport?
Trying to.
I have something you may be interested in. It's not going to take much of your time, but it's confidential.
Got my hands full. Couldn't take on any more work.
You won't have to do any business with Wolfsheim, I assure you.
I know, but as of now, I'm doing just fine for myself. Jay?
Is everything all right?
Grass is fine, if that's what you're asking.
What grass? Oh, the grass in the yard. Looks good.
You alright?
Who? Me? I'm fine, old sport. Do you have everything you need for the tea? She's not coming in, old sport.
Don't be like that. It's only 2 minutes to 4. She's here. That's funny.
What's funny?
How are you doing?
Holy shit.
I'm glad to see you again.
We've actually met before. Sorry about the pine cone, old sport.
It's just a pine cone.
We haven't met for many years.
5 years, next November.
You know what? I think I forgot the tea in New York.
What? Nick, wait! Where are you going?
I'll be back.
Oh god, this is a terrible mistake.
Great Gatsby, really scared to talk to an old friend.
I've got to go. Tell her I'm sick or something.
Yeah, I'm sure that'd work out great. You're just embarrassed. She's embarrassed too.
She's embarrassed?
Just as much as you are.
Don't talk so loud.
Calm down. It's going to be alright. You're acting like a child right now. And not only that, but you're leaving Daisy in there all alone. I'd been around Gatsby for a while now, and there was still so much I didn't know. Yet, I still felt indebted to him. Hey guys! Guys! Hey! 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 Hey!
Nick, are you alright?
I'm alright, it's just slippery floors.
How's the weather?
It's nearly perfect now.
I want you and Daisy to come over to my house. I want to show you around.
You sure you want me to come?
Absolutely, old sport. I wouldn't have it any other way. She makes the house even more beautiful, don't you think, old sport?
You know she's my cousin, right?
Oh yes, thank you for bringing us back together, Nick. How can I ever repay you?
You need to repay me. It's a favor.
Are you guys coming?
No, if it wasn't for the mist, we could see your house on the bay. The green light used to burn on the dock.
Who's this?
Dan and Cody, old sport. Best friend. He's dead.
Is there any way we can have some music?
Yes, of course. Ewing!
What do you need?
Ewing plays the piano. Don't you, old sport?
I'm out of practice, but yeah.
Let's have some music! What's wrong?
It's late. I have to go.
After she left, he told me everything about his origin. He told me his name was James Gatz and that he had changed it when he crossed paths with Dan and Cody. Cody was out one night in a terrible storm, and too drunk to save himself, Jay swooped in and took control of the ship, saving him. He was then to inherit the money from Cody, but was robbed of it by a woman named Ella Kay. He was left with nothing but the man he had become, Jay Gatsby.
What are you doing?
Godspeed, old sport.
I've never seen so many celebrities.
Mr. Buchanan, do you mind?
Of course not.
Why can't it be like this all the time?
It can be. All you have to do is tell him that you don't love him. All of this is for you, Daisy.
All of it?
All of it.
Where's Daisy? Have you seen her?
I haven't.
Who is this Gatsby anyway? I'm gonna make it my personal mission to find out what he does. If you see her, send her my way.
Hello?
Oh, hey, Nick, we were just talking about how great this party is.
It's great, but Tom's looking for you.
I have to go. Nick, would you?
Of course. You alright?
She didn't like it, old sport.
Of course you did.
She didn't like it. She didn't have a good time. She just had to say she didn't love him.
I wouldn't ask too much of her. You can't repeat the past, Jay.
Repeat the past? Of course you can. I'm gonna fix everything, just as it was before.
Jay, maybe you shouldn't rush into this thing so quick.
You're wrong about the past. It can't be repeated.
Mr. Gatsby, glad to see you. Nick, I'll be right back.
You know I love you. You forget there's a lady present.
Oh, stop. Nick, you just missed Pammy. I just put her down for a nap.
That's too bad.
Pammy?
Daisy and Tom's daughter.
Oh, of course. Excuse me, I need to go to use the bathroom.
Open another window.
There aren't any left.
We better telephone for.
The best thing to do is forget about the heat. You make it 10 times worse crabbing over it.
Why not a letter alone, old sport?
Don't call me that! So Gatsby, I hear you're an Oxford man.
Not exactly.
Yes, I understand that you went there.
Yes, I went there.
When?
1919. I only went there for 5 months. That's why I can't call myself an Oxford man.
Tom, can you open up the whiskey?
Now hold on a minute. I want to ask Mr. Gatsby a question.
Go on.
What kind of row are you trying to cause in my household anyhow?
He isn't causing a row. You are. Have some self-control.
Self-control! Well, I guess the latest is letting Mr. Nobody from nowhere make love to your wife. Well, if that's it, count me out!
As angry as I was tempted to laugh whenever he opened up his mouth.
I got something to tell you, old sport.
Please don't. Let's all just go home.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Tom. No one wants to drink.
No, I want to hear what Mr. Gatsby has to say to me.
She doesn't love you. She never loved you. She loves me.
You must be crazy!
She only married you because I was poor and she was tired of waiting on me. It was a terrible mistake, but in her heart, she loved no one else besides me.
What's going on? I want to hear all about it.
I told you. It's been going on for 5 years, old sport.
You've been seeing this fella for 5 years?
I'm not saying we couldn't meet. Both of us loved each other for all this time, old sport.
You're crazy. I can't speak about what happened 5 years ago. Daisy loved me when she married me, and she loves me now.
No.
She does, though. It's just sometimes she gets these foolish ideas in her head, and she doesn't know what's going on.
You're revolting. Do you know why we left Chicago? Surprised I didn't treat you to that little story of that little spree.
Daisy, it's all over now. Just tell him that you never loved him.
How could I love him?
You never loved him.
I never loved him.
Never? Not when I carried you down from the punch bowl to keep your feet dry?
There, Jay. You want too much. I love you now. Isn't that enough? I loved him once, but I loved you too.
You love me too?
Even that's a lie. I'm gonna take better care of you from now on, okay?
You don't understand. You're not going to be taking care of her anymore.
Why is that?
Daisy's leaving you.
Nonsense!
I am, though.
She is not leaving me. Certainly not for a common swindler like you, who would have to steal the ring to put on her finger.
Please, let's go.
I know you and Wolfsheim were up to no good. You're garbage.
I was in the goddamn war.
Whoa.
Nice shot. Bet you can't do that again. What the hell is that?
In that moment, he looked as if he had just killed a man.
Daisy, wait. I just lost my temper.
He punches like a girl. Nick, Jordan, you want to do this whiskey?
No.
Nick, want to do whiskey?
No. I just remembered today was my birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday. A wreck. Maybe this will get Wilson some business. What happened here? Oh my God.
The goddamn yellow car hit her!
Gatsby?
We don't know that.
You were driving the yellow car earlier.
I have a blue car. We just came from New York.
Then whose car were you driving?
His name is Jay Gatsby.
That goddamn coward!
Daisy's home. I should have just dropped you off in West Egg, Nick. I'll call you a taxi and you and Jordan can go and get some dinner.
No thanks. I'll just walk.
Oh, won't you come in, Nick?
I'm good.
It's only 9:30.
I said I'm fine! I've just had enough of everyone today, alright?
Nick!
What are you doing?
Just standing here, old sport. See any trouble out on the road?
Yes, I did.
Was she killed?
Instant.
I thought so. I told Daisy that too. She stood it pretty well.
It was you? Jay, you killed that woman. You ripped her in half.
It all happened so fast. I tried to swing the wheel, but
It's Daisy.
thought I would steady her to let her drive after we left.
Jesus, Jay.
I'm gonna wait here all night if he tries any brutality against her.
He won't.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
He's not even thinking about her right now.
If he lays one finger on her...
Just wait here. I'll go inside and see if there's any commotion.
Thank you, old sport.
I couldn't sleep all night. I laid there, motionless, until I heard the taxi come. Jay had stayed there all night just to make sure Tom didn't hurt her.
Good morning, old sport. Nothing happened.
You ought to go away. Pretty certain to trace your car.
Go away now?
Yeah, just go up to Atlantic City for a week.
I can't. Not now, old sport. Not until I know what Daisy's gonna do.
Why are you doing this, Jay?
It was this night he told me everything about him and Daisy. She was the first nice girl he had ever known.
Can't describe to you how surprised I was to find out that I loved her, old sport. And she loved me.
And what was in the letter?
The reason I couldn't come back to her immediately after the war.
Why not?
I needed to make her proud of me. I don't think she ever loved them. Maybe for a minute when they first got married, but not ever for me. Why don't we go for a swim today? I haven't used that pool all summer.
Just a few days until fall.
What do you say?
Can't. I have a train to catch soon.
That's okay, old sport. Maybe tomorrow.
Call you up.
Do, old sport. I'm supposed Daisy will call too.
How's noon sound?
Goodbye, Nick.
Bye. Jay. A rotten crowd. Worth the whole damn bunch put together.
I was always glad I said that. It was the only compliment I ever gave him.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure we can talk this out.
You're the bastard who killed my wife.
That is not what happened.
I'm sorry. I don't want to do this, but I have to.
Only right.
So, Henry, what's next for you?
Maybe I'll take a page out of Jimmy's book. Follow my dreams.
Yeah? What's that?
When I was a kid, I wanted to help people. I wanted to be a doctor.
It's never too late to start. I mean, what do you have to lose?
What about you, Mr. Carraway? What will you do?
I think I'll go back Midwest.
When are you leaving?
Not sure yet. There's still something I gotta do first.
Well, whenever it is. Good luck.
Fireplace, cozy room, a little less nestled when I roll.
Nick, how are you?
What the hell's wrong with you?
What's the matter with me?
Yes.
You know, Tom. You know.
I know.
You told Wilson where he lived. That's why he's dead.
He got what he deserved. He ran her dead on the street without a blink of an eye.
You people are awful.
Well, you always were honest.
5 years too old to lie to myself and call it honor.
You're crazy, Nick. Did you really come all this way just to tell us that we're awful?
Came to tell you that your actions have consequences. But you already knew that. I don't want to see any of you ever again.
Nick, why are you saying this? We're family.
I don't care. Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch our arms out further. The green light is this unachievable thing that we all desperately want to chase. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back, ceaselessly into the past.
If I go a million miles away, I'd write a letter each and every day. 'Cause honey, nothing can ever change this love I have for you.
can make me cry, see me coming, and you can pass me by, but honey, nothing can ever change this love I have for you. Lord, you're the apple of my eye, your cherry pie, and oh yeah, your cake and ice cream, no, your sugar and spice, and everything nice. You're the girl of my dreams. But if you wanted to leave me and roam, when you got back, I'd just say welcome home. 'Cause honey, nothing can ever change this love I have